Alliance's turn to pick.
And with that, folks, we're in. This is arguably a rematch. Yesterday, these two teams played, I believe, in WCA. Now, they're playing in Starladder. And I am exceedingly excited, if you can't tell from my very strange voice intonation. Once again, I'm Llama Down Under. This is Starladder Europe. We have Empire versus Alliance. I'm joined by PQMZ. On a scale of 1 to highly excited, like jumping beans, how excited are you?
Team Empire's turn to pick.
It's yesterday. Oh, you didn't get to see it. There was a support quap picked by Alliance, and they went something like 28-2. No, I watched them before to prep for this, and the first game Empire actually took it. It was pretty close, and then the middle game was like, oh, okay, and then the third game was, what's going on? Everybody was dying on Empire. It was amazing. Either way, we're getting into it, and Alliance being the ones to ban out the co-op, but having Minox's IO banned against them, and Doom, despite the nerfs, still a hella popular hero. Can you even put that hero back where he was before? I mean, yeah, he got a lot of buffs, to put it lightly. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Either way, Doxia being picked up got themselves some nice vacuum action. Already got a nice combo, I think. Gyrocopter, Doxia, cooldown, vacuum, always nice. And Doxia also always fantastic against those melee carries that are really popular right now. Yeah. Yeah, so I think, though, Empire a little bit having a bit of a better run this patch than poor Stock was, so we'll see what they can do. An Alliance going for the Bane super early, not unsurprising, I guess, but really don't know what else is coming out from them right now, right? So
Team Empire's turn to ban.
yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
100%. And I'm also a bit surprised that the Wyvern isn't still banned out. I feel like Team Empire, they pick this thing, they pick the Wyvern a crap ton, and it's a very comfortable hero for them. So Alliance going with the Dazzle ban out, wouldn't be surprised if they also get rid of Wyvern. So apparently it was 33-2, which is really cute. So the other game. Yeah, that's apparently where it was. But either way, yeah. I skimmed them, didn't catch the ends, but we're waiting for Empire's ban out. And now here's the thing, we all know the Alliance meme. Do you go for the Nature's Prophet ban now? Okay, yeah, I feel like... I don't know, but I feel like people have had a lot of time to try to analyze how to deal with this, and Bulldog still does really, really well on the hero. So it might not even be the... I mean, you know about the Nature's Prophet, you know that you need a lot of good vision so that he's not sneaky, you need supports who are able to respond. It still doesn't seem to work.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
Yeah. And the S-Force Batrider being banned out. Spirit Breaker
Empires
also
turn to ban.
pretty nice pickup. It'll also make whatever alliance decides to pick a mid, it can have a really safe game. And yeah, just not having to deal with Spirit Breaker roaming around. Alliance was actually the ones who banned out the Shadow Fiend, so.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, he's got.
Reserve
Do you think we'll
time.
see a Magnus? He's back in the meta, I would argue. Right? We've been seeing, and we've been casting a lot of America Starladder folks, and there has been Magnus all over the place. Archon and Leviathan both running that, and it's
Team
okay.
Empires turn to
Well,
pick.
yeah. Well, we jinxed that, didn't we? Yeah, it's not banned out. Oh goodness. And as you said, it feels like you should know how to deal with this, but he's just very, yeah, and he's very slippery.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
So, I don't know how though. It's very slippery. Very, very slippery. Either way,
Alliances
not
turn
talking
to
about
pick.
Slippery Bulldog, which I just realized can be interpreted in many, many different ways. We've got a Jakiro pickup from Team Empire, and we've been seeing quite a bit more Jakiro. Also, Jakiro paired with Brewmaster a lot, which is seeing some success where teams just kind of have Brewmaster and Jakiro lane together, and you siege the tower with the threat of the Primal Split. So I wonder whether Team Empire will try to go for something like that.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah. Already looking like if you can get a nice vacuum, if your Doxia can get up a blink early on maybe, you have a lot of things you can set up. So we'll see how much of that will actually have impact in the game. Also this Tusk, I'm assuming it's a support Tusk. It could be offlane already. I do prefer it as support. I think it has a lot of power to set up stuff all over the map if you play it as support. Almost more impactful than an Earthshaker just with the way those Ice Shards land. And instead, it is probably an offlane Slaughter. This could also be Lotus Slaughter, but after Slaughter got into the meta, Lotus seems to play it less. Yeah, it got too common, too cool. So they still... Oh, I was just going to say, I think they certainly still have room for flexibility here. We're not the hugest fans of Position 1 Slaughter here, but again, a lot of that just depends on the rest of the draft.
remaining.
You can certainly get your DPS out that you need with a attacking mid. Empire block pick the Windrunner. I would say this is a block pick. Slaughter, Windrunner, beautiful synergy.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And if you can quickly check your Dota TV, see if you're actually open mic and everything there. We got some reports that maybe you're not coming in. Or maybe I just talked a lot and people think I'm talking to myself. But it's a Leshrac! Oh! Okay, I need you to call it now. Is this a core or support Leshrac?
I'd say
Or
it's
mid?
support.
No. Okay, you think it's support?
10
I've seen some
seconds
people
remaining.
running the hard carry Leshrac. I doubt this is mid. He doesn't really do as well
5
after the lightning nerf.
seconds remaining.
But I've seen some folks do safe lane farming Leshrac. He gets up that
Reserve
Bloodstone early on, has really great time in lane. It just feels like he needs so much more after the nerfs, obviously.
Alliances turn to ban.
S4 has played it mid a few times since the huge nerf, so maybe that's a possibility. I think it's still a good support hero because it, especially with Bane and Tusk, have a lot of setup.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah?
I also did like redo my mic thing. If
5
it's not
seconds.
working, I have
Okay.
no idea why it wouldn't. I even
Sometimes
lowered the...
no, there's also a thing in the draft. It's an old bug where in the draft it doesn't always pick up mics. So as long as you see it in game, the mic showing up, we should be good. But we got Undying, Brood ban out. Okay, that's another one I'm really interested. Brood received very small nerfs on last patch. I think only the one on the time of the poison touchy debuff or whatever, but I still think it could affect the hero. So surprised it's banned out here, which means they think this is a loader slaughter and they think that this is a Tusk support.
10 seconds remaining.
Brood could really mess with Empire's lanes if they... because right now,
5
I'd say their
seconds
lanes are pretty
remaining.
set with what they want to run. So putting a Brood in the mix can always
Reserve
just
time.
mess you up when you're not predicting it. So it's ban out, and it could work with Alliance's draft. Bulldog's Brood is very annoying.
Do you
Like
think there's
Prophet.
space? Do you think there's space for Empire's lost pick to be the Lich, give them a bit more armor against a
10
slaughter, and
seconds
also
remaining.
deny that experience? I think it leaves them a bit light on the lockdown, but
5
between
seconds
Shackle and
remaining.
Ice Path, maybe you can do it.
Well,
Alliances
they're opting for the
turn to
Shaker
pick.
instead, which I think is good. They need some counter initiation coming out. And it's also another hero that can initiate. Good. It's gonna help the Darkseer lane out a lot as well if he blocks. Darkseer will get a safe level 2. Which I think is really hard for him to get against Alliance's heroes right now. Any combination of those 4 heroes in the lane can kill him
10
level 1.
seconds remaining.
So helps a lot.
5 seconds
Alliance,
remaining.
last pickup. What are we expecting here? I actually still think that's an off-lane
Reserve
slaughter.
time.
Prefer it to be an offlane slaughter because if you move the Tusk there or the Bane, you can put a lot of pressure on the supports from Empire. It's not the easiest lane for him, but he should be fine.
10 seconds
The
remaining.
reason I think you'd opt to have it bottom is because it kill the Darkseer, even though it suffers from the Iron Shell. But with the Lone Druid, maybe it's just an aggressive tri-lane with
Okay.
Leshrac mid.
I wish we had our stats man around. I do not know the last time I saw a competitive Lone Druid.
More
I know-
importantly, if it won or not. Relevant team, because right now I
Yeah.
don't think this is a very good Lone Druid game.
How come?
First off, really easy to land Shackles off the Bear. Liquid Fire's pretty good against the Bear. Like, if you get to the point where like 10-15 minutes in and you can see Shalad Towers and he just gets bigger and maybe gets a Radiance, he can run at Empire pretty
10
well.
seconds remaining.
If he ever manages to shut down, maybe his Bear dies
5
twice, he doesn't have the
seconds
resum and he has a bad start, fine, then heroes on Empire can definitely kill the Bear, and they have a lot of shit to just get doing what it wants.
Okay.
I'm no expert on the hero, so hopefully he proves me wrong.
We've already got really early rotations coming out from Arki. I love this with the reduced cost from TP. We see a lot of this happening, but let's quickly introduce the teams on Alliance. We've got Arke on that Bane, placing a super early ward to help out his mid laner. S4 is on the Leshrac, so gonna be that mid Leshrac we're all super excited for. Slaughter, Loader playing that, headed up top. Admiral Bulldog, of course, on the Lone Druid. Would have expected nobody else, and my nuts is Tusk. I'm not an expert on my nuts' Tusk.
I think he plays like a lot of the roaming heroes, and in his Tusk more times it always does something. It's similar to Fluff, how he played it the other week in Starladder, I think.
Yeah. It's tossing a
Overgrowth.
W for Empire.
Seconds to battle.
We have no fear on the Jakiro, Yoki on the mid Windrunner. It's not Yoki, is it?
I think it's Yoku. I think it's pronounced Yoku, but
Right,
I
we'll
could
go
be
with
wrong. Someone will correct
Solution.
us in next game for chat, so.
Solution on the offlane Darkseer, Aloha Dance on for Earthshaker, and Silent on the Jara, which is one of his signature heroes, if I remember correctly.
It definitely is. It's definitely received some nerfs as well, and Empire has been through a lot of shifts in the past few months. You know, they had the big TI shuffle, and then shuffled again, and then shuffled before the majors, and now arguably very similar, although some role changes, where Yoku and Resolution have kind of swapped roles, in that Resolution used to be mainly their mid player, sometimes swapping around with Silent, and Yoku was their offlaner. But either way, a lot of these folks, except for Nofia on Empire, have played together for quite a while, and for Alliance, this is the addition of my nuts, pretty much the same lineup of old. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, this mid matchup with the changes to Lestrak, who are you favoring?
I think Windrunner will do fine here. Lesh will still get his farm. It's just not going to be as bad as it used to be prior. He does opt to level the lightning, which I think a lot of people try to skip now that it's got nerfed. I still think it's worth 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. It's definitely got a powerful slow in it. We've already got action at top, though. My Knots landing and Ice Shard Lohodon's eating his way free, though. And gonna be a-okay there, but at the same time, this lane is looking not so great for the members of Empire. Are not getting Arky on the right side of that fissure. Really painful there. I also wanted to spend a moment. This bottom lane feels like it's one where Lone Druid should be able to get CS, but his bear may just die.
Yeah, he can do okay in this lane, I think, but it's definitely going to be good because, as you can see now, he has no threat from Lone Druid at all, so he can creep skip. And once he gets a few higher levels, like maybe you can do it at level 3 where you get the higher level Iron Shell, you can go into the woods, start clearing these camps, so you get more farm out the lane. Lone Druid's just going to be sitting under tower trying to stop his tower dying. He's already had to resummon the bear.
100%. We got a nice Ice Shards onto Silent. Not sure if you want to be caught in with that guy, though. Rocket Barrage going off and a fissure to finish it. Loda's really low and he's stuck. He can't get out. One more auto attack would do it, though, but I think Loda's going to be a first blood, and now Minots might be the one to follow. Ark is trying to pound away at them, but he is just the Bane, and he is not nearly attacking hard enough. Although maybe he can get some sort of follow-up on a Aloha Dance. 2 more seconds on that Brain Sap, and it is not enough. Maybe he can do something to Silent over here, though. He eats through the trees, but he has been spotted by Jakiro, and no fear, not letting anything bad happen to his carry. So a bit of a bad, well, not a bit, pretty bad team fight for Alliance in that top lane.
I have a feeling the wand saved him. It was really low there. It's a really smart pickup by him, knowing that it's going to make a big difference in this lane. We haven't seen tri-lane for quite a while, I feel like.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's been lots of duels.
How to do it.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily think this lane is over and lost. Oh, we might have another Ice Shard set up. They're trying for it, but the immediate transference of that Nightmare, and now Loda again doesn't want to go in. It's very dangerous.
Not easy for them to go in.
Yeah. I'm actually a bit surprised. I feel like leaving Loda alone up here might be the better option, sending these 2 supports to dual roam. They're just not getting it done.
Maybe leave the Tusk up here as well.
Oh, we have a Snowball to pick up Slithering Crush as well. The Ice Shards are on point again, but can they kill off Silent before he kills them? It looks like yes this time. Need a little bit more damage, and Loda now, he's trying to get out. Aki's super low, uses that Brain Sap at the last second, and can my Nuts zone them? I don't know. And now Loda's thinking about going back, and he popped the salve. He wants the Slithering Crush on Aloha Dance, and it looks like he's gonna get it with help from my Nuts to block him around the other side of the tree. I think Aloha Dance going down, although Loda now taking a lot of damage, and he needs to get out of here, but he's just accepting his fate. I think Slithering Crush as he goes down. At least he doesn't give the kill over to Silent, and this top lane is a murder zone.
Yeah, I think the only reason that was to happen was because they knew the fish was on cooldown when he blocked the Tusk going for the rune. And I want to mention that I thought it's getting dumpstered mid by this runner, which I didn't think would be this bad.
Well, not only is it that bad, I didn't quite catch if Aloha Dance did the bottle transfer thing, but he may have, which of course gives Yoku an even better start. I think it is really hard now that Lightning isn't as good. A little bit surprised he didn't go any points in Edict, because while Windrun stops physical attacks, it doesn't stop physical damage, although how are you going to catch up to her and use the Edict when she's in Windrun? So it just feels like the Edict build is the more damage output build.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, Admiral Bulldog gets the root. Surge won't save you now. He needs one more auto attack. Can he do it? Oh, the Stout Shield saving Doxia's life. And Admiral Bulldog, your RNG was not enough in that bottom lane. You were saying about Windrunner and Leshrac.
I'm actually kind of surprised she's opting for the more levels in Lightning Storm. I think now that the nerfs happened, you opt to go for like 402 if you're opting to Edict.
Oh, we have a Fissure blocking Loda out on the wrong side. I think he might be going down, but he's able to sprint away. The phase shift on that spell now, really helping him get out of there. And they actually block out the Jakiro, but here comes Windrunner, putting Loda in the snowball, trying to save his life. Slithering Crush, it means that the split earth is off the mark, and Loda's still going down. Shackle, they managed to get the Windrunner first. Loda does fall, but I think because they got Windrunner first, he's not super happy about it, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, that really helps S4 out though, because that's 20 seconds where he doesn't have to worry about the Windrunner at all. His bottle's going to come back to him by the time she respawns. That evens up his mid lane a lot.
Yeah. certainly helpful for S4, and as you said, I wouldn't quite say... He wasn't winning the lane. This... we'll say it that way to be polite. Now, we've got some rotations down bottom by Loda, but he rotated right on top of a ward, so I don't think Resolution's gonna fall for this one, as fast as Loda is. And it might look like Alliance thinking better of their tri-lane now.
Yeah, I think now the Lone Druid's got to the point where he can probably move to the jungle, they might move the... At least the Bane bottom, maybe the Tusk stays top to get his levels. This just means that Loda will get to catch up, maybe the support stop to get a few more levels in this time.
Yeah, we've got a snowball coming out on Yoko again. Can he block him out with the shards? They come out. Here comes Aki and S4. I don't think there's a way out of here for Yoko. The fissure helps a little, but no, there's going to be way too much magic damage coming out, and you can't dodge that. And now they get the root, but will it be enough? Oh, not quite. Ice shards and snowball both on cooldown for my nuts, and he's not able to seal the deal.
Oh, that's pretty smart TP though. As soon as the root comes out, you get away. Giving up that kill would be really... Right now, Alliance are actually leading on the course. Despite S4's early problems middle, he's the network now.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any stacks right now, but I expect the Bane's gonna start making some.
Oh, we got ourselves a pause. Welcome to Dota. My nuts has disconnected. So.
Restarting Steam's always a bitch.
S4. I wonder why.
Probably just like some in-game bug where like you have a tooltip bug or you're lagging. Yeah. There's so many things you can restart Steam for.
Yeah. I know there was also a patch which changed a lot of hotkeys or something. I know in the America Starladder games we had like right after one of the patches, some folks had to restart their and so on. Anyway, let's talk about Lone Druid. How do you itemize here? It's pretty common that you stack as much as possible in the bear. Obviously, that's the general build, but I don't know if you want to do something special against a Wind Runner, or are you just hopeful that Leshrac has enough damage output that isn't physical attacks, that he can be the one to bring her down? Are you hoping to catch out Darkseer unawares? Is it just Radiance bear time?
I think the two common builds where you go like Maelstrom or Radiance on the bear both work here, but I think because he's getting off to a decent start right now, he's already got his Tranks, he's got the boots there. If he gets the next 5 clean, he'll probably go Radiance. I think kind of shut down a bit. I think Maelstrom's the cheap backup build.
Yeah, he's doing really well. It was something where we definitely saw him having trouble in those early levels, and I think the early kill involvement, obviously, but just getting some lucky roots actually causing some trouble for Darkseer, now transitioning to the jungle. Gonna help Alliance overall get more experience on their heroes. We can see My Nuts working towards that level 6 on top lane.
Mind if I do?
Can get his levels up as well, then they have a lot of damage coming out with Tusk, Lash, Starladder. His heroes aren't that tanky this early, especially like the Windrunner and the Gyro. They need a few items.
Yeah, and speaking of not that tanky, Admiral Bulldog is having his bear tank, but there might be a fissure and a shackle. Both of those. Now at the Darkseer actually has to get behind the tower. No TP support coming down for Bulldog, but he's trying to eat his way free. He does have his bear up, but they dropped the wall on him, and I think he's very dead. Oh goodness, Bulldog goes down. In comes Loda, but I don't know if he is enough. And Arke coming around from the side. Can they get anybody here? But the TP's out. Aloha Dance doesn't have one though, and I think if they find this Earthshaker, he is very dead. The fissure's off of cooldown though. Can he use it to escape? He manages to catch one, but here comes Arke with the brain sap. Windrunner trying to do what she can. Shackle doesn't latch. Does Loda have the range with the sprint? He's being auto-attacked a bit and maybe chasing too far, but here comes S4 support. They desperately want this kill, but I don't think they're getting it. And now S4 having wasted time here. He'll at least be around the same time for the rune, but really unfortunate that that haste rune couldn't have come a little bit sooner. But lucky for Aloha Dance.
Yeah, I actually think the lightning would have hit if you like sidestep a tiny bit, so presence of mind by him to do what he can to hope the Earthshaker stays alive. I'm really surprised that they didn't TP down there, because that took them like a good 10-15 seconds to kill off Lone Druid, so obviously just not having the TPs ready. And if Empire recognized that, then that's really good game sense by them.
Yeah, definitely. On the other hand, I want to talk about when these lineups peak a little bit. Lone Druid, Slaughter doesn't feel like he can outcarry a Windrunner, but Lone Druid is weird in that he can get a crap ton of items, right? And this guy goes super late compared to everyone else. Can he actually deal with both the Windrunner and the Gyro?
Theory, he's like one of the harder carries just because of that, especially have Starladder going down bottom to a smoke gang.
Yeah, just
Might
caught
look
the...
to re-engage.
Let's see if they can. Leshrac is coming in, uses that lightning, and they're in the snowball. They actually do the split oath beforehand. No Fear looking very close to death. He manages to get the ice pulse off though, and S4 stunned out, locked down, and MyNuts looks like he's gonna go down as well. MyNuts, there is also more backup coming out for Empire, so MyNuts explodes into a pile of gold. Very nice for him. You were saying about Bearman.
I think he needs to be ahead this game. After the first few engagements where he dies bottom, then his team takes an unfavorable engagement. Happened too many more times. Right now, terrible for them. They need to make sure so that Lone Druid can actually get his farm up. It looks like he's going to go for a Midas, or maybe he just goes Maelstrom. Has the gloves on there already.
They managed to get the long-range lightning onto Silent. They have a snowball coming in as well. Ice Shard should be more than enough damage. At the same time, there's action in the jungle. Resolution has been caught out by Loda, and now he's Nightmare put to sleep. The Surge is on cooldown for 2 more seconds, but Loda may have this. They also catch a low hard dance, it looks like. I don't know if Resolution's going to go down. He has a Surge. Do they have the damage and ability to cut him off? As we see S4 goes down while I'm following this Resolution, who I think is going to fall. Snowball, they're all in the ice pulse, though. Can there be any sort of follow-up from No Fear? And I think if they try to go in on this, they die on the side of Empire. And so, no Bear Roots. Bulldog, can you get the Bear Roots? He really wants this kill. He's got the slow with the Orb of Venom, but the Ice Pulse gonna stop the Bear from going any further. I also feel like Lone Druid is really nice from the standpoint of normally a Darkseer. He's around to put... He turns your strength against you. I don't do that as easily against Bearman when everything's up on the Bear.
Yeah, that's true as well. Maybe in like the really late game where you shift the auras over to the hero, it's a thing, but I don't think this game will go 80-90 minutes. So that's probably not a factor. And the rest of the heroes on Alliance don't really get too many auras either, so... Max is still really good with their lineup though, just an initiator.
Yeah. It does feel like as well that Empire has the solid team fight advantage. I would much rather fight on a team with Vacuum into Echo Slam, into Shackle, Ice Path, Macropia, cooldown. What does Alliance have to bring to the table? It feels like they've got a lot of single target pick off.
Yeah, I think they can play the more like push out lanes and force Empire to rotate as like 2 to 3 heroes and then capitalize on that. Because
oh, we have a Nightmare in middle, onto Resolution. There's backup, but Bulldog, he's trying to pound into him with his bear. A nice Echo Slam, but a low hard dance. You came in alone, and now he's gonna go down. It was actually a really big Echo Slam, all things considered that a low hard dance doesn't have blink or anything, but holy Hannah, these heroes did not give 2 hoots about it.
Yeah, that's exactly what Alliance need to do, and Empire need to be careful about not doing that.
Yeah.
It's one of those where it's like, think, okay, he's getting gripped, I'll TP in, save him. I'll drop an Echo because it's like on an entire creep wave and 3 heroes. But
yeah.
That's just autopilot Dota. The ability to look at that and say, no, my core is dead, I shouldn't do this, I'm just going to kill myself as well.
Okay. Let's do a quick item roundup because we got a crap ton of gold on some people. I'm assuming Leshrac going for the Bloodstone, which I sometimes call hot. Haven't done that yet. They removed the B, so I have no excuse. We got Bane just rocking those arcanes. Slaughter, I think, working on the Blink Dagger. I think he can go it first instead of the full staff here. And Bearman, the Lone Druid, I think Maelstrom build. From the looks of things. Could also be a Midas. I don't know. It's a bit late for that, it feels.
Yeah, I'd favor them.
They have this beautiful ward, lots of vision coming out for Empire. Are they going to pick someone? They have to know that it's a 4v5, and Alliance also playing scrappily. They feel like something's up. Or maybe just wanting to find a good spot to smoke, since they do have some of those out on them. Let's continue just checking in on items. Yule's going to be worked on by Jakiro. We'll see how long it takes that to get up. And Yoku working on that Aghanim Scepter. I know some Windrunners favor getting an item in between, like the Maelstrom or something, but looks like or Blink even. Looks like Yoku got the point booster. We'll see if he decides to go for a Blink or anything afterwards.
I think it's a much better fighting build because it just gives you what you need, especially against these heroes where you're quite squishy. Helps you stay alive and gives your team time to save you. Oh, has an Invis though, so he might look...
I also really like how Silent has gone for the Sange post. It's getting more popular these days, but it's definitely something where you need the tank up right now, and it'll help you against the rest of the Alliance lineup. And Aloha Dance, literally years away from his Blink Dagger, but that's to be expected. He is a support Earthshaker.
Unfortunately, they're going to need a lot of fights for him to be able to get his items if he's won the boarding.
How do you feel about either lineup early Roshan with a slaughter? It always feels possible. I'm not quite sure if Empire without a DD on the Windrunner, and even with one, it would take a really long time, it feels like.
Maybe Shikiro could opt to get a medallion to make that a bit more durable, but I think Roshan's a really big point for Alliance specifically. If they manage to take mid tower or bottom tower with like a very full team fight, maybe they could Rosh. But I think it's like quite a long time until that's going to happen, because Empire's lineup is really good at fighting that, and they have good scouting tools.
And all of this seems fantastic. Loda is finding heaps of space so that he can work on getting up that Blink Dagger. Definitely the moment, I mean, Empire, you have to be expecting it. You know there's going to be a Blink Dagger on this slaughter, but still, always, the first time that Blink Dagger is shown, so impactful, especially if you can maybe smoke, get the Blink Dagger pick off on Silent maybe, or somebody else, an important core. Just putting your team a little bit ahead.
Yeah, however, they have to be really careful, because Resolution's mech, I don't think there's a way they win a fight unless it's out-executing Empire. Right now, they're constantly having the Earthshaker sitting behind whoever's pushing out mid. The Darks is there right now as well, so hopefully they realize this and they don't get too ballsy with their initiations.
Yeah. What do you think is the game plan? It does feel like both teams have good push lineup. There's a Jakiro on one side, a Lashrak on the other. Should they maybe just try to go for the slow siege on Empire for the mid lane, or is it push out a different lane, just sit back and farm, wait till your Windrunner has finished the Ags and has a pretty good damage output jump?
Moment, I don't think slow sieging is a viable option, because Alliance have decent deep push, and Empire don't have best way of capitalizing off one or two heroes defending. Right now they don't have Blink on Darkseer, they don't have any initiation from the Windrunner or the Shaker, they're just relying on spells. So Alliance shouldn't be able to be caught out. So I think they're going to wait for one or two items, namely the Blinks. As soon as Windrunner Darks, I'd expect it to blink. Once Darkseer gets his Blink, maybe they can look to do something there.
Yeah, certainly lots of options, and I'm kind of waiting. We had a lot of action early on, and now both of these teams more content to sit back and farm, get up some core items on all of these heroes. Things slowing down is what I'm trying to say. Let's also take a look around to see if we've got how many smokes. All out of smokes for 6 minutes on Empire and Alliance, only one in stock. So my hopes of those types of smoke ganks drawn thin. Yeah, and Alliance doesn't have one on them, but the Bloodstone is up on S4, and maybe now he wants to make a play, but there's gonna be invisible heroes around here if he isn't careful. Actually only puts 2 points in the split off. Interesting.
I think this was like a build way back before he became like Rainbow Disco Pony OP. And
Rainbow Disco Pony. Oh, yeah, I've definitely dressed as one of those.
You know that, right?
Yeah. Sure. I'll believe you, Goat Man.
But I like the fact he's doing it, because it's a way to push towers a lot easier. And it also synergizes really well with the Starladder. If they haven't managed to find like one hero alone, or just the tower itself, it melts.
Exactly what S4 is doing right now. They pop the glyph and S4 preemptively backing. He is really scared that something's happening. He doesn't realize that Empire was actually smoked, headed towards another lane. But here they come. Ice Balls catching Minuts and Admiral Bulldog. And now they're taking the cooldown, but the Snowball's going to save them a bit. But who are they rolling into? No fear. The tower's down. Lots of rocket barrage going on everywhere. Minuts, he goes down. And now Resolution's looking for more. Let's see if he can catch out S4 with that vacuum. Here comes Aki, though. Big slithering crush. That's the Blink show. And they have the immediate grip, but they managed to stop it with the vacuum, and now Ake and S4 looking like they're gonna go down. Shackle between them. Echo Slam this time that was beautiful and well played coming out of Empire. They might have had a surprise blink on Loda, but Empire does not care. They show what they're made of, and this time the Echo Slam, the Ice Pulse. Did you see that, Shackle? It was beautiful.
Unfortunately, the Ice Path and the Vacuum didn't quite sync up there, otherwise I think they would have managed to at least pick off one more hero. Alliance trying to go back in here.
Oh gosh, yeah, here comes Loda. He's getting ice pulse though. The shackle doesn't latch. Here comes the snowball though. And Silent getting Walrus punched up. Do they have the DPS? Bulldog, he's trying to make his bear do something. And there's also an urn. They might be able to catch two. This would be huge for S4, having just lost a bunch of Bloodstone charges. Bulldog also chasing on the sidelines. Let's see what he can catch. I don't think he'll be able to catch Silent. They're looking in middle as well. And does Slaughter have anything? He will be able to blink in one. He could blink over, but the Slithering Crush is a big enough AoE. The split earth, and it looks like Yoku going down. And Bulldog is still chasing the Bear Man. He goes, his bear. Oh, he gets
Silent,
one.
run.
He needs more. Go, Mr. Bear Man. Oh no, he's out of range. He's back in range. This is horrible. But Slaughter's gonna get it with the Slithering Crush. Oh, never let it. Oh, Slaughter goes down. Loda, I was about to say never let it be said that they dove too far, but Loda does in fact die. So that may be the definition of diving too far. On the other hand, Gyro was top of the net. Yeah, he's top of the net worth. I don't know what to say, but that was a really nice turnaround considering how awful that first team fight went. Yes, My Nuts had to sacrifice himself twice, but sometimes you gotta sacrifice My Nuts to get the greater goal.
I'm not sure how I feel about sacrificing my nuts. However, they're grip off, so Dax is probably going to go down here unless he secures.
Yeah, he will have a surge, but the split earth comes out and the stun onto Arcade. Too late, Ice Bolt as well. S4 is gonna pulse Nova all over you if you let him. He pops the illusions as well, conserving some mana. They're trying to toggle the Nightmare, but I don't think that Empire has any way to follow up on this. And both Arcade and S4 clean kill off of Resolution. Just a nice
This
pick.
is what they need to have happen. When they try and fight, like, pure 5-on-5, when Empire have all their spells, so much harder for them to win. Admittedly, they did get a really nice engagement after Empire Power and kind of stayed around a tiny bit too long.
Yeah. So, really good job capitalizing on both of those instances of little bits of misplay for Empire. And not just the TP out from My Nuts, he does manage to get out. So, looking at the net worth, we're really close to even. Alliance beginning to pull a little bit ahead, and experience also in their favor. I think a lot of that just off of the back of that team fight based on who survived. Oh, Lone Druid is very dribbly. I never realized that. But yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff up on the bear. He's got his lightning, he's got his little orb of venom. So, interested to see what he goes next. And Slaughter again rocking 2k gold. Looks like it's going to be BKB.
Yeah, Slaughter BKB at this game. And I'd also expect Admiral Bulldog to end up finishing the Mjolnir because there's a lot of instant damage from Empire with the fire, the liquid fire, all this stuff that you just can't control. If you run at it with Mjolnir up, it props up. And it's going to be really hard for Empire to fight into that.
This Lone Druid portrait is like actually ridiculously dribbly. Like I need you to look at it for a second.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's
just Bulldog
like,
dribbling over the girls he plays with, you know?
I don't know. It feels like someone needs to give that guy a mop or something. But yeah, you were saying really good Mjolnir pickup because of all the instant damages coming out of people like Windrunner and Gyrocopter.
The Iron Shell as well is something you cannot control. And they just managed to miss the jump on Alliance top.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Resolution's gonna be close enough. They actually have the blink up on Mr. ES, but Aloha Dance, while he stuns one out, they're not ready to dive that deep yet, and current gold is not what we want, folks. So let's get ourselves back over to net worth. Silent also working on his BKB. He's about 800 gold away, and Yoku has finished up that Aghanim Scepter. We'll get to see what damage item he prefers right now, as Resolution has the blink. And yeah, Alliance, I think, doing the right thing here. They're not going to take these team fights engagements against Empire's lineup. So Admiral Bulldog's pushing. We got Leshrac doing, oh, actually, I lied, Loda doing push things on bottom. Kind of not the hero that does push things, but he'll give it a go. So if they get, yeah, they traded a tier 2 for a tier 2, and now all of them backing the hell up. My Nuts may be sacrificed again. Looks like My Nuts is in fact going to go down. Ice Moth off the mark. Where is his support? Loda may be thinking about a Slithering Crush, but I think it would spell his death as well. So the vacuum back, My Nuts just going to tick down to that Ion Shell. And yeah.
He got his mech before he died though, so that's a really favourable change for them. Only the Empire makes favourable is if they manage to get the Roshia.
Yeah, now it's definitely at a point where with the Aghanims up on the Windrunner, much more feasible. Lone Druid, though, is smoked up with the rest of them. His bear is not. Oh, let's see what they can do here. This, I said earlier, I think both teams, whoever's in the pit is the one who gets punished. The Echo Slime is off of cooldown though, and with the vacuum, I might be more in favor of Empire in the pit, even if they're the ones who get jumped. And it looks like Alliance really waiting for the perfect time. They don't have my nuts though. They go on no fear. They'll blow this guy up super quickly, but BKB is popped, and the cooldown not going to do anything. A nice vacuum onto S4. The bear doesn't care though, and now Silent pops his BKB as well. Roche is super low. He's at like a third of his health, and both teams need to play super carefully here. Oh yeah, they rooted that slaughter illusion. So they're gonna scout out the state of Roshan, and with the quick pick onto, oh gosh, they're all walking through the wall.
They have to get to this right.
I know, but they keep walking back and forth through it. They've walked through it like 3 times. What are they doing? Are they trying to bait? It doesn't matter. Now Resolution's gonna go vacuum Echo Slam combo, but is it enough? With a power shot it is. S4 blows up, and now Silence doing a lot of work. They get the shackle between the two heroes. Loda, he needs some sort of escape, but he can't get away. He's just throwing out the amp damage. He's gonna try to slither away, but RK taking a lot, and he goes down. Is Loda thinking about going back in? That's crazy talk. He does go back in. He needs the bashes, but he can't, and now the bear's trying for it, but it looks like Bulldog may just go down. There's a lot of stuff going in on the pit. Is Roshan gonna bash to death Silent with the amp damage? Bulldog, can you fight them off 1v3 without a bear? I don't think so, but 3 more seconds on that bear summon. I don't think he's gonna go for it. He's just gonna let himself go down. Yeah, this is probably the Roshan, but they have no mana. And
I think they just back off here.
No, they're going for it.
They don't have the focus either, so maybe, yeah, they can split time. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, we are back at a very even game. They should be able to slow siege this, but here comes S4. Only 7 Bloodstone charges, but he still outputs a lot of damage. And the fact that they have no mana, they go for the Ice Path, but S4 already used his Yules and the secondary stun. S4 doesn't care about that. He wants this no fear, but maybe it's a trap. A Darkseer is coming, and he might just end up vacuuming you to the high ground. They get them both up there. Well played. They're still probably going to pick off fear with that edict. But a wall up there too. And now S4, he needs to be snowballed back down in 7 seconds, but they need a target to snowball, and they're trying to make it be Resolution, or they can go on Roshan. Never mind. That's much less anticlimactic than them being stuck up there. Snowballs them down, and now maybe this is Alliances, but is it? Because we've got TP rotations coming out from Empire, and can they do this fast enough with the amp damage? This Roshan's still alive. This is gonna be like the most living Roshan I've ever seen. Huh? Oh, I don't know if they're going for it, but yeah, okay, it looks like he might go down. Slaughter ends up getting the radius, and here's the cooldown, but BKB up on Loda, and Silent and Loda again fighting through that BKB flag cannon's really hurting my nuts, but he's gonna survive. But another shackle! Loda again being the hero in the back and the one to blame, and he's trying to get out of this with the sprint, but will he? S4 immediately using up, and here comes Bulldog working on Aloha Dance. He also gets the crush, and then the Earth Splitter, but let's see if Silent can withstand all of this. No more BKB, and they've got the auto attacks then with the amp damage. He is dead. Power shot slightly missing Slaughter, and now there's gonna be a nice macro pyre, but it's not enough. It'll block those heroes, but Slaughter is already up here, and he burns that Aegis. Now another shackle between Bulldog and his bear, that bear being the shackle master, but here comes Loda, full health. He is ready to rumble. He gets the Slytherin crush off, and now Aloha Dance trying to stop him. Echo Slam even expended, but this snowball is gonna catch him out, and here comes Bulldog with his bear man, and this team fight, maybe, no, it's still not over yet. Here comes Windrunner. I think she's gonna go down, but Loda, he's suddenly low again. Vacuum gonna kill him off. S4 might burn down, and goodbye S4 manages to suicide in time. Are you kidding? And now Bulldog's like, guys, I don't want to be here. This has gone on for long enough. We're almost at 2 kills a minute, but I think again my nut's gonna burn down to the Ion Shell. Can he get the Walrus Punch off? But no, he has to wait for the Windrun to end. He's stunned up. Can my nuts do it? My nuts looking for Yoki, and I think it is too late with the amp damage gone. She just blinks away, and my nuts never gonna get anything. Always gonna be the sacrifice and gonna explode into a pot of gold again. But a nice try by my nuts. You know, it seems like he's really, really trying to get in there, getting right in there, my nuts.
Yeah, that team fight's like a good solid 5 minutes
Sorry
of
about
talking,
that.
so I think you need a break.
You were saying.
I feel like these teams, whoever tries to like go back in when they feel they're at an advantage, just getting a bit overconfident, and when the other team's dead heroes manages on, they're kind of too far in to run away. Story of like every fight. This fight where they took the tier 1, they stayed a tiny bit too long while the heroes respawned, they died. The fight here where unfortunately I've got to blame Minus Ice Shards for when they get wrecked by the wall. Like they just ran through it like 4 or 5 times.
Lost half his health. He went from full health to half health because he walked through the wall so many times.
Yeah, but then again they tried to go Roche there, Empire respawned. TP, Empire tried to go back in after they win the fight, Alliance respawn. It's like the
Yeah.
most action-packed game you could ask for.
And I think a lot of it having to do with this tower's positioning. Empire, because that tower is still present, it felt like Alliance should have had an easy Roshan, but Empire could TP right back in. Now, we have had actually a bunch of item pickups. Somehow this game is still even. Alliance a little bit ahead in experience, but gold is just so close. Minot still has nothing, pretty much the stated game. Lone Druid has picked up a Radiance on the Bear, so now the Bear can just go off and do things. Also has that added mischance, always nice. But is that a smoke rotation? This is just a plain old rotation by Empire. They want somebody, and they want them now. Alliance Minot's gonna see it, but the Bear, they're catching up. The Bear man, Aloha don't he gets the vision. They go for Arke. Are they gonna bother about the Bear at all? No, it looks like. Although someone is going on Admiral Bulldog. Resolution's trying to be a pain. Arke goes down, but it looks like the rest of Alliance gonna be fine. Now, I wanted to talk about Slaughter. He used 2 BKB charges there, but it's fine. Looks like he's now building up the 4-star. Bane finished up his Glimmer Cape. And S4, I feel like, has had the same items, but he's rocking 4k gold.
Now a BKB.
Oh, straight
He's gonna be
BKB.
able to get into the front of the fights as well as... They're actually
Yeah.
killing the
Oh.
Bear, which is a deal.
Goodbye, Bearman. And there's a newly summoned one from Admiral Bulldog, but he might be in a bad spot. Snowball doesn't bring Admiral Bulldog with him in a slithering crush. That's a very dead no fear, but now Aloha does another beautiful Echo Slam. Is it enough? With the shackle, the BKB from Silent, but that's about to wear off, and they have killed off Aloha Dance. Almost, he's still not dead. Dragon's trying to use his BKB. They finally kill off the Cowman, which would be Earthshaker. But the rest of them, Slaughter going in for another slithering crush. He needs backup. They need damage. They get the split off on both, and these two heroes are just dead. Fiend script to make sure they get the kills. So a little
bit of
overextension.
overextension from Empire, trying to capitalize on Bulldog resummoning his Bear, and it just goes so horribly. Like, I think S4's BKB pretty much secured that fight. If he didn't have that, I don't think it would have gone as favorably for them. So really well timed.
Yeah.
For Alliance, but just hitting like really stuns in general. They're constantly getting more than one.
I have to say both teams. These shackles have been on point by Yoku, and then also the setup for them, the vacuums into shackles, the ice pots. It's been really well played from both teams. Constant back and forth team fights. I think Jakiro, as you said, the BKB is big. I wouldn't be surprised if Windrunner ends up going for one too, because this Slithering Crush is doing work. I know it's got a huge AoE, but Loda is consistently hitting at least 2 with it, which is really nice.
It's also pretty hard to be the Windrunner now that you've got Radiance damage to worry about, all of the AoE from S4. Minuts does some decent damage as well. He needs a damage item, I feel like. Probably going to be a B because of chance. But I feel like he does need a BKB, like you said, so he can actually stay and focus targets down.
It's really rough because, of course, a Windrunner, like many other sorts of carries, you want to build as Gloss Cannon as you can, and you actually naturally have the Ags, which helps buff you up a bit, but it doesn't feel like it's enough, and I'm wondering if Loda's going to get picked here. He's got some backup in the neighborhood, but Aloha Dance acting very much like he just wants to go in. 17 seconds on at that Echo Slam, though, and Ake, he may be the weapon of choice, but here they go. They've got the Shackle. Do they know they're just going to use the Power Shot? A little mini stun for the Shackle, Slithering Crush, but that BKB doesn't save you, but now she can't get past there, and the immediate nightmare from Ake is Loda thinking about going back in. S4 is here. You got the Fiend's Grip, you got the Slithering Crush, because Loda wants involvement on those people who wish to kill him, and I don't think they're going to catch out Aloha Dance, but that gank went horribly wrong. I think if he had waited for the Echo Slam.
I just think they needed to land the Shackle, actually, because of the way Yoku blinked, there was no creeps. But at the end of the day, even if they got that kill, they were both dying. Loda luckily living and just getting the Windrunner is definitely favourable for Alliance, because now they're also going to be able to get the tier 2 here, unless if I decide to make some YOLO play, which doesn't look like they are.
Yeah. So, Alliance just gonna get this tower. Maybe Empire can do something middle. It doesn't look like it. So, Bulldog, where is Alfredo? Okay, he's in the mid lane. So just doing well. He's gonna have an AC up really soon. And they're just going for the tower push. They don't even need that AC. Look at this damage with Edict. Look at Alfredo doing work on the tower. Now he's gonna start. Holy cow, he like 8 shots the racks. Oh, this bear is huge. And now on the sides, can they do the wraparound? But Aloha Dance instead blinking forwards, but S4, he has the BKB. Minot's thinking about coming in if the S4 needs any sort of saving, but he doesn't take any damage from all this magic, but Loda does. Loda needs to get the hell out of dodge, and Minot's again being sacrificed. My nuts has been sacrificed so much this game. I would not want to be my nuts.
You would not want to be your nuts? Wow.
My nuts. It is my nuts. Oh, my nuts. I asked in game how to. Yeah. Let's talk about Alfredo some more. Just getting really close to that AC. And even though they lost a hero there, I think you're very happy to exchange Arax for support.
Any hero for Arax is a good trade for Alliance right now, so...
I wouldn't exchange. No, I wouldn't take the bear because it's on cooldown for so long. If we lost Alfredo there, I would be really unhappy if I were Alliance.
Yeah, but it's still a game-winning trade at the end of the day. It puts them in a position to further their lead, and at the moment, Runner's just not far enough ahead. The Darkstone initiations are getting countered out by the BKBs, and Alliance have 3 cores at the moment. Starladder's not the hardest hitting core, but he is still a core at this point. They're actually catching out Darkstone mid with grip.
Oh yeah, looks like a very, very dead resolution as I try to do some item roundup. I think he's working towards that Shiva's God. And it doesn't look like... Yeah, she's gonna be fine. They get the tower exchange, but Doxia maybe not worth a tier 2. I was gonna say Doxia, he's getting closer and closer to his Shivas, but just then put him further and further away. And if Silent isn't careful, yeah, Slithering Crush gonna be working on him, and now so much damage coming out of them, even with the F damage, Snowball to finish it off. Minot's finally getting a kill of some sorts. He's actually got some decent... He's got really good participation. He just, you know, has to die a lot for the team. It just feels like Alliance... Yeah, Alliance pulling further and further ahead. They're 10,000 gold lead, 10,000 experience, and they seem to just be getting these items faster. The Chrysalis, Windrunner desperately trying to work towards that. I don't know if it's going to be enough here.
It's really weird to say this, but the fights have been super chaotic, and it's actually the Swedes that are playing better in the chaotic fights than the Russians.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is, you know, played together for so long.
I feel like both of these teams have played together for ages, but I don't know. Just looking like Alliance has their number. Maybe it's a comfort thing. Maybe there really is great synergy between Admiral, Bulldog, and Alfredo. I don't know. And Loda very comfortable on this slaughter.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think they actually technically have a bond, but that is not important. Passives, who cares? We've got another Rax going down. And S4, he doesn't even need to be here. Oh, Alfredo taking a lot of damage, but I think he's gonna be okay. Glimmer caping him up. What a bro is Ake, making sure that his friend doesn't lose his pet. Like, that is some friendship, I think. So,
yeah,
either way, Alliance...
back to base as well, so they might look to go again as soon as it's healed up.
Yeah. I think here, though, even though Empire, they're at a 10,000, now almost 15,000 net worth deficit, over 10,000 experience deficit, they do have the gyrocopter. It's only 6 shots every 30 seconds, but if you can get enough damage and they're working towards that MKB, Flat Cannon does a lot of work. What else do you think they need to get back in this game?
They need the Windrunner to be relevant, and unfortunately, just with the Chrysalis, she doesn't do quite enough yet, and she doesn't have the ability to stay in fights. He hasn't leveled up in Feeble yet, but if he even gets 1 level of it, it's significantly reducing her damage output, and she has no way of getting it off. She has no way of dealing with any of the stuns, or like crit plus BKB. So like, Alliance have to beat her a lot of kills for her to be relevant, which I don't think is going to happen. Playing pretty cleanly.
Yeah, so really well done by Alliance. It's not over yet. 15 Bloodstone charges, though, on Leshrac and has a Shiva's. I'm not even sure if Alliance, with their mass stuns and, as you said, with the lack of a BKB on Windrunner, not even sure that they need the Sheepstick. It would certainly be a nice addition, but it feels like between Fiend's Grip, between Slithering Crush, they have enough lockdown. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, and now Loda going in, pops that BKB, he's gonna sprint all up on you, taking so much damage though from the sprint. Loda may die on the back line, see, 1 more auto attack would do it, but I don't know what's happening on the rest of the fight. They managed to miss the power shot, and it looks like the rest of Empire being chased by the Bulldog. Alfredo's coming in onto Silent, and can he get him? Alfredo, come on, yeah, he's 3-shotting Silent, even with the BKB, and now Windrunner has to stop chasing Loda, who got out on a slither of health. You can see this guy, he had 100 health, and they're just gonna work on the mid Rex, and they call the GG. They can't kill Loda, they're Dunsky.
No, oh my god, he misses again!
Oh gosh, yeah, Loda does finally go down, but oh, they managed to take out Loda, but they don't manage to take out the rest of Alliance, and we're going to a game 2. This was really fun, almost 2 kills a minute between these teams. I wasn't expecting that. Are you excited for game 2?
Yeah, definitely. I hope Empire managed to clean up a bit, because it felt like they just went ham in the fights and didn't realize Alliance were coming back with more heroes and were like in a favorable position at certain points.